Good luck surviving now. The message popped up on my phone at midnight, followed by a picture of our empty home safe. I stared at it, sitting in my hotel room after a long day at a medical conference. Another message came right after. Change all the locks too. Time to see how you do without my money. My name is Olivia. I'm 35 years old, and my husband James was trying to ruin my life through text messages. But what he didn't know was that I had been expecting this for months. I opened my home security app and checked the live camera feed. There he was, walking around our living room, throwing papers into a box. His girlfriend Amanda, who used to be my assistant, followed him closely, pointing at things she wanted. "Take that vase," she said, looking at my grandmother's antique. "It'll look great in our new condo." James laughed. "Take whatever you want, babe. She doesn't deserve any of it anyway." I watched as they took valuables, unaware that the hidden camera in the ceiling was recording everything. I had installed it months ago when I first noticed James acting suspiciously. Another message from James: "The safe's empty. Should have been smarter with your money, Liv." I smiled. The money he stole was only a small part of my real savings. 6 months ago, when I noticed him being secretive, I had already moved most of my money to a private account. Then, a text from my lawyer, Marcus. Got the footage. Clear evidence of theft and fraud. "Want me to file the case tonight?" "Not yet," I replied. "Let's see what else he does." I had hired Marcus after discovering that James was stealing from my medical practice. As a successful dermatologist, I had built my business from scratch. James had pretended to be a supportive husband, but in reality, he'd have been stealing behind my back. I found out when I noticed strange charges, expensive equipment we never got, payments to fake companies, all of it traced back to accounts James had created as my office manager. Another text from James: "Amanda is better than you, younger, prettier, and she knows how to treat a man." I checked the camera feed again. They were in our bedroom now. Amanda was trying on my expensive dresses while James filmed her, laughing. They thought they had won. "The practice will be mine too," James texted. "Since I managed it, I own half. Good luck starting over at your age." I thought about the documents in my hotel safe, proof that James had been stealing from my business. I had worked with an expert accountant to collect bank records, forged signatures, and fake purchases. Then my sister, Kate, called. "Have you seen James's Facebook post?" she asked. "What post?" "He just announced your divorce. He's telling everyone that you were a cold wife who only cared about work. Oh, and he's saying you cheated on him." I felt anger rise, but I pushed it down. "Perfect," I said. "Screenshot everything." "Already did," Kate said. "But aren't you mad? He's ruining your reputation." I watched the camera feed as James and Amanda packed their bags, thinking they had won. "No," I said. "I'm not mad anymore. I'm ready." "Ready for what?" "Justice." I hung up and texted Marcus, time for phase 1. Then I opened James's last message. "Bet you regret not signing that postnup. Everything is mine now." I thought about the prenuptial agreement in my lawyer's office, the one James thought he had destroyed. It clearly stated that if he cheated, he would get nothing. I typed back, "You're right about one thing. Someone's going to regret their choices." Then I set my phone down and watched as James and Amanda celebrated, completely unaware that everything was being recorded, every crime documented. Tomorrow the real battle would begin. But tonight, I would let them dig their own grave. James sent one last message: "Don't bother coming home. Your key won't work." I smiled, remembering the locksmith's bill in my files. "Thanks for letting me know," I replied. Some people think kindness is weakness. James was about to learn the truth. The next morning, while James was probably sleeping off his celebration, I was already in Marcus's office, planning my next move. On his computer screen, the security footage clearly showed James and Amanda stealing from my house. "The evidence is solid," Marcus said, laying out documents on his desk. "Bank records show he moved over $200,000 from your practice into hidden accounts. The video shows him stealing your belongings, and his social media posts prove he's trying to ruin your reputation." I watched another clip of James emptying our safe with a smug smile. "What do we do first?" I asked. "We've already frozen all your business accounts and filed an emergency order. He can't take any more money," Marcus explained. We also reported his embezzlement to the medical board and the police this morning. My phone buzzed with another text from James. Missing your fancy clothes yet? Amanda looks better in them anyway. I ignored it and asked Marcus, what about the house? Marcus grinned. That's the best part. The house is in your name, and with his threatening messages, we got a court order to change the locks back. The locksmith is on his way now with the police. Right then, my security app sent me a notification. James had just opened the door to find 2 police officers and a locksmith standing there. I turned on the audio feed. Sir, we have a court order to restore Dr. Walker's access to her property, one officer said firmly. This is my house, James shouted. She's the one, Bo. The property deed says otherwise. The other officer cut in. Please step aside. I watched as James paced angrily, calling his lawyer while Amanda stood behind him, wearing one of my designer dresses. The locksmith quickly changed the locks and handed the new keys to the officers. Dr. Walker can pick these up at the station, he said. My phone rang. It was James's lawyer, Mr. Phillips. Olivia, he began carefully, maybe we can resolve this peacefully. Peacefully, I repeated, like how James peacefully stole from me and gave my clothes to his girlfriend. Those are just accusations, he tried to argue. I have recordings, I said firmly. Every second, from every angle. Should I send you the footage? Silence. I thought so, I continued. Tell James he has until 5 p.m. to return everything he took. If he doesn't, we'll add theft charges to the embezzlement case. I hung up and turned back to Marcus. When will the accountant's report be ready? Already done, Marcus replied, showing me another file. It proves that James has been stealing for 18 months. He didn't just take money. He also faked patient records to cover up extra cash payments. My security app beeped again. James and Amanda were rushing to pack up everything they stole. Their confident smiles were gone, replaced by panic. Another text from James. You're bluffing. You can't prove anything. I sent him one short video clip, him opening the safe while bragging to Amanda about stealing from my practice. He quickly replied, That's illegal surveillance. No, I wrote back. It's security footage from my own house, showing a crime in progress. Big difference. Marcus's phone rang. It was Mr. Phillips again. After a brief chat, Marcus looked at me. They want to negotiate, he said. James will return everything if you drop the criminal charges. I watched through the camera as James and Amanda argued in my living room. Amanda was crying, realizing their plan had fallen apart. No deals, I said firmly. He made his choice. By 4 p.m., police cars were parked outside my house. Officers made a list of everything James and Amanda returned, my jewelry, clothes, important documents, before putting them back in place. I got a text from Amanda. I'm sorry. I didn't know about the embezzlement. I'll tell the police everything. I blocked her number. She'd made her choices, and she would face the consequences. The medical board wouldn't go easy on an assistant who helped steal from a practice. Through the camera, I watched as James was led to a police car. His arrogance was gone, replaced by shock. He thought I was too kind and too weak to fight back. He never realized that I was prepared for every move he made. As night fell, I sat in Marcus's office, looking over the final paperwork. James would face serious criminal charges. Amanda was in trouble with the medical board, and my practice was more secure than ever. My phone buzzed one last time. A text from James, I'm sorry. Give me another chance. We can fix this. I deleted it without replying. Some bridges, once burned, should stay ashes. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but tonight, I had taken back everything he tried to steal. My home, my business, and my power. 6 months after James tried to ruin my life, I sat in my newly renovated office going through patient files. My practice was doing better than ever, thanks to a new security system and a reliable management team. My phone buzzed with a news alert. James took a plea deal. He got 3 years for stealing and had to pay back everything he took. His attempt to claim part of my practice failed once all the evidence of his crimes came out. Did you see the news? Kate asked as she walked in with coffee. She was my new practice manager, and her financial skills and loyalty had been a huge help. Just saw it, I said, taking the coffee. Seems fair. Amanda called again. Kate added, sitting down. She wants to apologize in person. I shook my head. After James was arrested, Amanda tried to distance herself from a whole mess. She even offered to testify against him, but with all the security footage, her testimony wasn't needed. Last I heard, she moved back to Ohio with her parents, her dreams of living rich off stolen money completely crushed. Some apologies, I said, are better left unsaid. Sunlight poured through my office windows, highlighting the changes I made after James was gone. I'd replaced his tacky motivational posters with beautiful art from local artists. My grandmother's vase, the one Amanda tried to take, sat proudly on my desk, filled with fresh flowers. My phone buzzed again. A message from Marcus. Final restitution payment received. It's over. I smiled, thinking about how different things could have been if I hadn't trusted my instincts, if I hadn't noticed the missing money, installed cameras, or kept records of everything. Kate brought me back to the present. Mom wants you to come to dinner tonight. She's making your favorite lasagna. After everything happened, Kate's family became like my home. They helped me rebuild my practice and my trust in people. Tell her I'll be there, I replied, but first I need to do something. That evening, I stood in my home office, looking at the last box of James's things, photos, old letters, and memories of our marriage. His lawyer had asked for them weeks ago, but I wasn't ready to face it. Today felt like the right time. Just as I sealed the box, my security system beeped. Someone was at my front door. It was James's mom, Eleanor. I hadn't seen her since James's arrest. I opened the door, surprised to see how much older she looked. Olivia, she said softly, I owe you an apology. I invited her in, and she sat at my kitchen counter. I should have seen who he really was, she admitted. I kept making excuses for him, thinking he'd grow up one day. She handed me an envelope. I found these in his old room, checks he stole from me, credit card bills I didn't even know about. He was stealing long before he met you. I made us tea and listened as she talked about the son she thought she knew. You were the best thing that ever happened to him, she said, wiping her eyes. And he threw it all away because he couldn't stop taking what wasn't his. After she left, I added the envelope to the box of James's things. It was just more proof of who he really was. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. It was James, using his prison phone. I miss you. I know I messed up, but I've changed. When I get out, I blocked the number without finishing the message. Some doors needed to stay closed. That night, at Kate's family dinner, surrounded by laughter and love, I realized something important. James hadn't destroyed me, he freed me. Freed me from doubt, from settling, from accepting less than I deserved. My phone buzzed with another alert, a 5-star review from a new patient, praising my practice's professional and caring atmosphere. I smiled, remembering how far I'd come since that night 6 months ago, when James and Amanda thought they'd won. They expected me to fall apart, to beg, to be defeated. Instead, I came back stronger, wiser, and more successful than ever.